Hey y'all, it's Danielle with Willow Creek Farmery. Welcome back to the channel. I thought on today's video that I would take you out to the garden and show you what little bit we have going on this fall. It's really a trial garden, with this being our first fall in South Alabama. So I planted some fall plants, also planted one non-fall plant, and basically just seeing how it goes. Right now though, it has been very dry, so not very much rain going on right now. Basically having to come out and water everything, and actually even need to purchase an additional hose because mine aren't reaching all the way to the end of the garden right now. So I have everything planted closer up, but I am able to reach it with buckets and the hose as far as it goes, and it's working. Don't judge. I have not been out to weed lately, and so I'm gonna turn this camera around. I'm gonna show you what I got going on, and I'm actually coming out this evening while the sun's going down to weed the garden itself, at least where I have everything planted on the rows. And then I'm gonna have Ryan come out and go in between the rows and get the weeds in between there. But I'm going to show y'all real quick, and then once I get done weeding, I'll actually turn the video back on and you'll see what all I have left, and you'll be able to see the plants a bit better. So as y'all can see, I have definitely not weeded in the rows, but this evening I'm going to go through and I'm going to weed on top of the rows themselves, and then Ryan is going to come back behind me with the tractor, and he's going to get the stuff in between the rows. So it'll be a lot cleaner and easier to look at. But yep. And for anybody that's not aware, basically I planted 6 rows. So on the first row I have collards. Second row was gonna be cabbage, and then third row is broccoli, fourth row cauliflower, fifth row carrots, and then sixth row I just tried an experiment of pickling cucumbers to see if I could actually even get any before it freezes around here, and if with the use of plastic on nights that I know that I'm going to freeze, would I still be able to get them? So that one's just a test. I doubt any of them are going to make it, but I figured we'd give it a try. So y'all are going to see me weed eat timed up, so that way it's not just dragging on, and then we'll come back and show you what everything looks like and what plants are left with the weeding done. So we're gonna take a short break and show you what I've done so far with the 2 rows, and also explain that the plants I thought where I had them planted are wrong. I'm so wrong, and really I should probably put little stakes on them or something that says what they are sometimes. So I'm gonna turn you around and I'm gonna show you what I got planted and the areas that I got weeded so far. All right, so as I mentioned before, this is truly collard greens, this first row here, and excuse the dirty fingers. This is actually my carrots, so I know it's a little hard to see because they're still teeny, but they do go all the way down. We did actually have a couple potatoes come back up, so must have left some of them in the ground. Well, that's not potato, but potato. and carrots the rest of the way down. And then this row is my cabbage. So as you can see, going all the way down, there are some spots where they just didn't pop up. And to let y'all know, my collard greens over here, these are the only ones that I actually got as like shoots that were already had leaves on them. Everything else has been planted from seed. So it was really hit or miss anyways whether it was going to work. But I got a little bit of everything so far. And the plants look healthy. And they don't go the full length of the row. So way back there where you can see it's starting to get kind of dark green, that's where I stopped weeding, because that's where the plants stop. And then the next row we got, this is definitely going to be either broccoli or cauliflower. Or should be broccoli, cauliflower. And then the row right after it is that pickling cucumber that I'm gonna see if I can grow. And for everybody not aware, this is our first fall planting in South Alabama. It's totally different for me. Here we are, I think tomorrow's Halloween, and it was like the day before, it was like 80 degrees. All right, in South Carolina, we would already been bundled up. Definitely in like the 50s, have nights in the 30s. So this is a little bit different. I don't think the plants are going to do that well, but if the temperatures keep as high as they are, I mean, there's a big chance that it could. Thankfully I'm not like hurting for like, it's not dire need for me to preserve these or have a big crop. So the biggest thing is just learning, so that way next year we can make sure that we have an even bigger crop come out of everything. Sorry, getting distracted. We let the cows out into the big pasture. Golf cart's going that way. So went full squirrel. All right. I'm probably gonna, I know I said I was gonna do the weeding for the rest of the rows tonight. It's really not that far. I may end up getting it done. If I do, I'll add it to this video. If not, it'll be on the next one. We're just pushing like 6:30 or so, and dinner's got to get done. Hey y'all, welcome back. It is now the next day, and we are back out at the garden, and we are going to finish weeding the last 3 rows and show you what the garden looks like completely done and weeded, at least for the rows that I've planted. And I'm also going to take you around and show you how our other plants are doing on the front side of the house. And we've actually had some special additions thanks to a wonderful neighbor and friend who actually gifted us with 7 blueberry bushes. And so we'll get to show you those and where we decided to place those, and we're really excited about them. So stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and get weeding, and you'll be able to kind of follow me in a time lapse and see the end. All right, y'all, so we're up front, and as I promised you, we were going to take a look at the plants and things that we planted out here this spring when we moved in and show you how they're doing. And then we also have that surprise for you that we're going to share as well. So I'm going to flip the camera around and do a little bit of narrating while I show y'all around. Hey y'all, not sure if y'all can see it, but my husband Ryan's going up and down the rows now and using that cultivator attachment, I think he calls it, on the back there, and he's weeding in between the rows. So I got everything on the actual mounds itself, and he's going through it and getting the stuff in between. And I say I got everything on the rows itself, but I didn't go past where we have stuff planted. So we are on day 3 of getting the garden back in working order. So today Ryan has gone through and tilled in between the rows and gotten the weeds up, and now bringing me over some of the hay and grass clipping mix that the cows are done with. And so the thought process is I'm gonna put some of this underneath some of the plants. That way, when I go to water, it'll keep some of the moisture around the plant for a longer amount of time. So I'm hoping that's a good idea. Don't know if it will be, but like I said, this year's an experimental garden, so we'll just see. So I'm gonna put the camera around and y'all will get to see me add this to the plants and get everything watered, and you'll be able to see how much better I think it'll look and how much better it'll work. Alright y'all, so we're back and everything has been like mulched with that hay grass cutting mixture that's been sitting for a while. And so I'm gonna turn you around, show you what that looks like, and then I'm gonna get everything watered, and I think we're gonna call it a day and end this particular project. But thank y'all for sticking around and being with me as I was going through weeding and getting the garden back into a better state than it was before. So everything mulched that you see is what I have planted. And you may not see it in here, but I got some teeny little ones growing, popping up, so I just lightly mulch that area. And then the other weeds that you see on top of the rows there, that's just weeds. But we usually do a cover crop on the garden every year, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to let it do its thing and feed into the garden, and then till it over in the spring when we get ready. But yep, looking much better. Should hold some more moisture on that ground, help those roots grow out a little bit.